Is this a different room? Is this the same room I was in?
Here this year.
What?
This year. Last year was next door.
Or I even felt like the last game I was in a different room.
Further back maybe. Depth or something.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so yeah, I mean, from an offensive standpoint, obviously a little frustrating. I give the, you don't play many America East schools that are Ken Palm, the tallest team in the country. So, I actually thought that some of their length, impacted some of the rim finishes that we felt like there was, probably 8 to 10 things at the rim we probably should have finished. And then obviously just, didn't shoot it well from three and got some great looks. So hopefully, guys, we could get some of our, some of our bigger guns going here. I think, I always think for shooters, it's like, when you're coming off of a bad shooting game or a couple of bad shooting games, you're about to go on a heater. So hopefully, as the schedule is about to shift, we'll get some of these guys, some of our, big time shooters going. But I thought we defensively, did a really good job. Minus, Radovsky in the second half. We screwed up some assignments there, but I thought for the most part, we took away twos. They made some hard threes. We were just, we were just brutal shooting the ball tonight. But I think they're going to win a lot of games in their league. I think they're going to have a good year. They've had a brutal schedule, but you could see there, from where they were in that Georgia Tech game. I think Coach is doing a great job with those guys, and we're on the road at Virginia Tech with a chance, down 5, kind of late in the second half with a chance to, be in the game. So just kind of happy to get this one over with and get ready for some big games coming up. Yeah, I mean, considering, and I got to thank our fans. I mean, 6 o'clock Sunday night. I was like, I don't think I've ever played a six. Well, no, I played a 6 o'clock, I think Sunday night, but it was like around the 32 game in Brooklyn or something. Didn't we play like a? Didn't we play like a later game on Sunday? It was just, and I know it's TV and an arena, and that was on True TV or TNT or something. And so I'll say this too: just TNT and True TV. I love what they're doing for college basketball. Like they've got like legitimate like studio shows with some like, and I don't know if those guys are trashing me, but because I'm not. But so I'll walk that back if they're attacking me. But it's like I think they're doing a great job covering the sport. They're talking to players post game on the court, and I love how they're covering the game. But I got to thank our fans for showing up and giving us, a pretty good atmosphere for for not a huge game on the schedule and it being at 6 o'clock. I thought they really helped us. But I mean, they were stuck on 7 for a while, and then we had some live ball turnovers that led to some easy ones for them. But I thought our defense was like we didn't just overwhelm them with talent. I thought we were in the right spots, and I thought we guarded things well. So I was happy with it. That feels great. The last time we had a guy that was getting triple doubles, the season went great. So Silas is going to get better. I think that's what we need from him. Well, we've been a dominant rebounding team up until last year, and a lot of that had to do with we had great guard rebounders. Cam Spencer was a great guard rebounder. Steph Castle was a great guard rebounder. Andre Jackson was a great guard rebounder. Tristan Newton was a great guard rebounder. So, yeah, I mean, we need that, but we also need the others, to get on the glass with him. We need Solo on the glass. We need Jalen Stewart on the glass. There's a reason why Jaden Ross was plus 24 tonight. The guy was, minus, his three-point shooting. The guy was great tonight. I mean, it could have. He could have had a triple double of like 17 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists because he missed some bunnies. He had some wide open threes. He missed 2 free throws. But he also had 4 steals. I just thought that, again, when the group gets healthy and I thought Eric was great. I just think, when we get all of the people out there, I think the upside of the group is high level.
Did Silas come in? He averaged like 12, 13 a game as a sophomore this year for a tournament team. Did he come in here knowing that the scoring might go, might be around the same as last year, give or take, but more of a consummate point guard, the assist numbers, more of a distributor this year?
Yeah, I just think that when it's all said and done with this team, there's going to be a cluster of probably when Braylon's back. Obviously we didn't have 20-10. With Taras, we didn't have 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a dominant force on the court tonight. But when Braylon is back, I think you're just going to see a cluster of probably 8 or 9 guys that are, somewhere between 7 and 15. And I think the strength of this team is going to be the numbers. It's going to be like, that's why I always thought it was probably a little, shades of maybe the 23 team, just because of the depth. I think there's just the depth on this team is the strength.
And Silas really wanted to, expand his game and become sort of the consummate point guard. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, he's got to be. We need him to be a quarterback, and he's got a lot of weapons on the court. And there's going to be nights where we're going to need him to go get 20 plus because that's what the defense dictates. And then there's going to be, nights where he's going to get guarded a different way, and there's going to be different advantages on the court. And you're going to need him to play like he did tonight. I think that was the growth you saw in T-New, where like he didn't go into a game with any type of particular mindset of how the game was going to go. He allowed the defense to dictate it. Like the points to assist, but the defense was always there, and the rebounding was always there.
Coach, you have a player who's assist shy of a triple-double. Do you call a play, or do you let the players just kind of deal with it on the court?
Somebody I was going to take him out, and I think Kamani said he needs one more assist to get a triple-double. I said, all right, he's got 30 seconds. So Kamani was, involved.
Coach, second straight game where Eric's led the team in scoring. It's got to just do wonders for
Yeah, this guy is going to be so great here, and just this experience that he's dealt with to start the year, just with Taras. With Taras just having some bad luck with injuries has just been so good for him and his development, and I just love the way he approached the game. Like the last game was drop coverage with a 7-2 center, which meant, playing the perimeter a little bit more and shoot the threes. This was a game where they were going to switch and he'd have a physical advantage, and he took his big ass inside and he was able to dominate around the basket. But yeah, what this is doing for the team and the depth and what we're going to have at center when we get Taras back I think it's just going to make us so much stronger.
Coach, years to get Jacob on the floor for the first time tonight. What kind is the process for him building up look like, and what did you think of his performance?
Yeah, I thought he was good in there. I think just getting his feet wet. I thought he held up pretty well on defense, and that is like singularly the biggest thing, because I think the guy's really gonna be able to help us on offense. So, he's in the mix now that he's been, I guess, kind of christened in a way, out on the court, and I think now, he's a guy that's now competing to get minutes. I think as we get healthier and as he's now entered the mix. Guys are going to have to, you're going to like less mistakes on the court, less bad stretches, because I think that there's there's people coming back to the team soon that are really good players.
And have you seen improvement in Eric, like even in practice or an extra level of confidence because he's getting things done in games?
Yeah, he is definitely. I think he's getting better defensively. He's getting better as a rebounder. I mean, listen, this guy's eventually going to be, one of the best offensive weapons you could have at center with the shooting and ability to drive the ball and his size and he's lefty with touch. But right now we're teaching him the game, inside out. For us, I think the biggest thing he's got to do is become a guy who could protect the rim a little bit more, become a more ferocious rebounder. But I think this guy's going to be a special player, and eventually he's going to be an NBA player.
Dan, you've talked about the gauntlet that you're going into being good for college basketball, getting high-level games. The other day, Tino was talking about how he feels the sport's in a good shape because of the execution and talent in the game with some of the international players coming in. What's your stance on where the game is right now?
Yeah, I think people love college basketball. I mean, I think number one, because every game is Game 7. Like there's no, back-to-back night. Like where I would just say with college basketball in the regular season, non-conference or regular season conference play, like literally every game it feels like Game 7. Like every game feels like that because it's like you're playing to get in the NCAA tournament. You're playing for seeding in the NCAA tournament. Like literally every time you step on the court, every game feels like it's life or death. And people love sports that way. When you go to our Arizona game, our BYU game, games that are happening all across the country, that I'm watching where these big teams are playing against each other. You're a fan and you're at TD Bank, for that game, or you're at Gamble, even though, I'm a sore loser and it sucked losing. But, that was like a awesome game to be at if you're a sports fan. You just don't get that in anywhere but college basketball because every game is life or death, urgency, and that's how people love their sports. Yeah, I think Coach is right. I think college basketball, we just got to market it better. It's got to get covered more. It's got to get covered better. Morning talk shows should be talking about who's the current best team in the country. I mean, we can't take 10 minutes, 15 minutes on these morning morning talk shows on these big FS1 and ESPN. Now I'm sure I'm going to get crushed on these morning shows now for saying it, but you can't take 10 minutes away from talking about the backup quarterback on the Lions, and talk about college basketball and like some of the great players. We got this amazing freshman class. Get excited about college basketball before March Madness. It's like the fucking best shit. Yeah, I'm kind of, I'm on the flip side. I actually like when players aren't shooting well, not while it's happening. But in my mind, it's like shooters say, all right, I got this bad shooting game or I got this bad shooting stretch out of the way, and now I'm about to go on a heater. So I just think that, the staff's got to get with these guys. We got to make sure we're mechanically, not overdoing it in terms of the coaching and just building up their confidence. Because I do think that, I think they're going to they're getting great shots, and the two of the best shooters that the program has seen. Yeah, so Bray had his first live day yesterday, it was great to see him out there, and then he recovered well enough to to play one-on-one against the closer Andrew Hurley and Rich Kelly. So with all due respect to those guys, it's probably not simulating Illinois. And I love my son to death. I mean, he's 43-0. I mean, and Rich Kelly, so he's close. And, I think he's, he'll be in practice all week, and it'll be game time decision. And, I think, Taras will be in that same boat. I mean, Taras, is feeling great. He's recovering well. I think both guys will be in that game time decision for Friday. It'll be questionable slash, I don't know, probable. And what's the other one? Doubtful. Okay.
In a perfect world, would you have liked to maybe get Braylon and Speedway in a game like tonight? That just was too soon, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we went through this with Steph, and I can't remember the first game Steph came back for, but yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, he's obviously not going to play 30 minutes. So I do think it's going to be a gradual situation for him to work his way back. I think the good thing is he's going to be able to come off the bench and just try to just kind of help us and not have to carry this big weight. So I think we'll use a similar method of how we brought Steph Castle back, but I know he's dying to get out there. Yeah, he just got stitched up.
Coach, historically, tempo has been really important for UConn to win games. Tonight, you guys had 13 fast break points. Brian had 8. Going forward, how important is it to control the tempo and get fast break points?
Yeah, I think we were, I think for us, we're at our best when we're somewhere in the top 150 pace of play. Now, I think the Arizona game was a real slugfest, and I think our pace of play dropped significantly coming out of there. And Bryant came in around 280 in terms of just running long possessions of offense. So I just think for us, we're a team that likes to execute in the half court, but I do think with our depth, we do want to get back to that 24 team where 23 teams where we were in transition more. I think our defense is going to keep getting better and better, which it'll put us in that spot.
Coach, 17 assists on 25 made baskets. Is the offense in terms of sharing the ball like kind of back to where you wanted it to be?
Yeah. I think we easily could have walked out of there, Sam, with 24 assists if we could just make a shot. I love the last 2 games. We've really taken care of the ball. I think we had 5 turnovers versus Arizona. We had 8 today. We were really bad versus BYU with the ball. I think we had 15 turnovers or 16 turnovers in that game. So ball security is job security, according to Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think we're seeing everything right now. But I think we're going to get there with just these players playing in our system. Malachi, Silas in particular, just playing in our system.
Anything else?
Real quick, it's Thanksgiving, May 720. What are you thankful for?
Shit, I'm thankful for a lot of things. Thankful for my family. I'm thankful, for all my family. I'm thankful for my wife, my kids. I'm thankful to be the head coach of the 6-time national champion UConn Huskies, to get to represent this incredible state. I think a lot of times, I get real anxious, I get real nervous the day of the game, and the one thing that kind of gets me over a lot of the anxiety and the nerves is when I start becoming grateful and thankful, for the love of the family I have, and to be able to lead a program that means so much to so many people, just have a great Thanksgiving to everyone out there. We're going to celebrate our Thanksgiving on Wednesday as a team. We're going to eat what's in the turkey, Bobby? No. What makes people sleepy? Tryptophan. So we're not going to eat the fucking tryptophan on Thursday and be sluggish as shit on Friday. So we're going to eat the tryptophan, the turkey and everything on Wednesday, so that all the tryptophan is out of our system by the time we get to MSG. Here we go.
Yeah, that was my first one. Give all the thanks and glory to God Himself for even putting me in that position to do that. But yeah, that was my first career one. It was a lot of fun. Everybody cheered me on. So yeah, it was a good night.
Silas, obviously Tristan won a couple national championships here, had a bunch of triple doubles here. When you were coming to play for UConn, was he someone that you were watching on film and saying that's what I want to be like, that's what I want to try and do, and tonight he kind of stepped towards that?
Yeah, he definitely was. I think he was kind of one of the big parts of my recruiting process, and just seeing the style of play and kind of the same resemblances. Looking at his stats and everything that they showed me, the jump he made from the year being at ECU to then being at UConn is. I feel like I'm kind of on the same trajectory, and the coaches and my teammates are just helping me be successful at that.
At what point, Silas, did you know you were like close to the triple double? Was it 10-10-9, or did you know before that it was you closing in on it?
It's something that kind of the coaches talk to me about a lot. Making plays and rebounding the ball at my spot. I kind of noticed in the first half, I think I peaked up. It was like 4, 6, and 6 at some point. So then, like just being a basketball player, you kind of like, man, I kind of got a chance to get it. So you obviously aren't playing for accolades, but like just in the flow of the game, it kind of happened, and I was just glad it happened tonight, and it just put a smile on my face.
Coach Hurley said you had 30 seconds to get that last assist before he was gone. Did you know that?
Kind of, sort of, not really, but yeah, we were talking about it in the huddle. But when I came, when I subbed out, coach and them was like, Coach was about to pull you, so he kind of had like one more chance, and luckily Big E got the dunk for me, and it was my 10th assist.
What about the reaction of your teammates came out for just bumping in and they were more happy than you were?
Yeah, just being with these guys and going through adversity, like losing the other night, and just trying to refind our joy. I think that's something we've been doing a good job at, just cheering each other on, and just to feel that love from them and the hard work that we've been putting in. It just shows a testament to us just being able to get over that adversity and still have fun, even though we took a tough loss the other night.
Eric, second straight game you've led the team in scoring. How do you, as a freshman center against a really difficult Illinois front court on Friday, how do you make sure you're ready to just kind of build off this and play against two really difficult teams like Illinois and Kansas?
I just got to keep the same mentality. Play with our teammates. Play like how we practice. We practice super hard every single practice, and we just got to keep on doing that. Just having that same mentality to play a strong 40 minutes.
What is your mentality, Eric? You go out to dominate in a certain part of the game. When you go out there, what are you thinking?
No, we just gotta dominate possession by possession. Just the game is one an inch, it's not a mile. So we just gotta go possession, and just try to win every single 4-minute war.
Jaden, how much easier does it make it for you to make all the highlight plays that you make when you have a point guard like Silas moving the ball in transition and getting the ball out?
It definitely makes it so much easier. Just because it draws a lot of attention. He's a great player. He's gonna make the right decision. So it makes my job super easy. I just got to be in the right spots, and he sees everything. So it's a tribute to him, and it's starting to show every game more and more. So super proud of him tonight, and we're gonna continue to build on it.
Silas, when you committed here back in whatever it was, April or so, on that Zoom call, you said you wanted to be the next great UConn point guard, and you mentioned Tristan, but also even like Kemba and Shabazz, those guys. And what does it mean to be the next great UConn point guard? Did you come in here wanting to have a more well-rounded game, better distributor maybe than in Georgia, things like that?
Yeah, most definitely. I think being a point guard here, it comes with a lot of responsibility, and I think the coaches are just putting me in position to keep trending in the right direction. Like you said, like Shabazz, Kemba, even Tristan, those were guys that made plays and they were winners. So to be here, I got to keep making the right plays and keep being a steady point guard. And like you said, at Georgia, it's definitely I have a more well-rounded game here because I have guys around me that are willing to play their role and in the right position, and just being able to make my job easier. So.
Jaden, you played with Tristan. You're now playing with Silas. What similarities do those two guards have in terms of play style?
I would say the main thing is, when you take the court with both those guys, you feel super confident and super comfortable in the fact that you're going to compete at a high level with a great player that's going to make all the right decisions. And, I would say that's the main thing, like definitely stepping on the floor and knowing you have solidified, like he's going to do everything in the right way on the court. He's going to play super hard. He's going to make plays. And so you just kind of got to follow that, and, things will go your way.
Jaden, when do you know that? How do you know that you're playing your best?
I would say generally I'm playing for the outcome. I want to come in the game and impact in a positive way. So whether that's tonight coming in and doing things you can't really see on the stat sheet, and being able to come away with up there with 24 plus minus, I would say that's definitely one of the things that I look at and I'm like, okay, I'm doing a lot of the right things out there. So I think I got a lot of peace in that.
And a dunk doesn't hurt, right?
Not at all.
Jaden, you experienced how tough it can be to come into a program like this as a freshman and make an impact. Can you just talk about what Eric is doing now, how impressive it is that, this early in his career to be contributing the way he is?
Oh, man, I can't even describe especially at this program, we hold such a high standard for everybody. So for E to come in and to be able to pick up in a position where we're down a player right now and come in and play comfortable and play his game, like, with tonight, how he played amazing last game. The outcome wasn't what we wanted, but he stepped in and he played an amazing game for us. I can't even begin to explain, how amazing that is from him, and it just shows a lot how he is as a person, how he is as a player, how he comes in and works every single day in practice. So everything that y'all are seeing right now, he earned it, and he's going to continue to keep growing for sure.
Eric, do you feel things coming together, and if so, where? Are you more confident, or are you relaxed? How is your game coming along?
I mean, I just gotta thank my teammates, my coaches for helping me get to my spots and to my positions where I'm just able to produce more. So definitely thanks to all of them.
Eric, did you know that Silas needed one more assist when he dumped it down to you there?
I did not know, but I was so happy when I heard that led to a triple double.
Silas, Eric, you got your first MSG UConn experience coming up on Friday. What have the guys that have been here told you about what to expect for that, and how excited are you?
I've been told it's our second home, so I heard that we're going to travel and it's going to feel like a home game. But they said it's going to be a lot of fun, and those competitive games at MSG always bring out some of the best in us. So I'm just ready to be there and ready to produce and come out with a win.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's definitely an honor to play in such a historic arena, and then having it be like our second home is really it was going to be an amazing feeling to play under such an atmosphere.